So today's meditation will be Metta meditation. So it's a meditation on loving kindness. But before we start the Metta meditation, we'll take a few minutes just to center ourselves. So start at the top of our heads, and we want to find a nice posture so we're upright, our spine is long, the back of our neck is long, and there's poise and balance to our bodies. On each out breath, we'll just look to lengthen and find an upright, relaxed and aware quality to each body part. So again, we'll start with the back of the neck and the top of the head. With a long out breath, just to find calm. Now relax our shoulders. Relax our arms, our hands. Relax our chest. And our tummy. We'll have one breath just to have an overall check of the upper body. Before moving to our legs. And our feet. We bring an image or thought into our mind of something or someone we love unconditionally. Maybe a child, a pet, an old friend, someone very close without any hint of complication, just pure love. As we think about the first object for a while, we'll try and arouse a warm sensation radiating throughout the body. If it It starts quite small, in the chest or in the hands. We just look to recognise that warm feeling associated with that warm thought of our first object. So we'll spend a couple of minutes with our first object. Now we move on to a second object, someone that we're very close to. So we find it very easy to love. We wish them happiness. We wish them peace wherever they are. Rather than recalling memories, fond memories, we can recall the feeling that we get when we're with them, that warm, loving kindness, that love that we have for them. We try and grow that sensation. I will move on to someone like a friend that we get on quite well with, but we're not quite as close as, say, a parent or our child. For someone that we still like, we wish them happiness, we wish them peace. And again, we try and cultivate that warm sensation, trying to let it grow throughout the body. You really want to be noting the link between the sensation in the body and the warm thoughts. When we use our mind to think of kind thoughts, there's an associated sensation in the body. But also, when we try and cultivate that sensation in the body, the disposition of the mind changes. We find it easier to have a lighter heart, have those kind thoughts come to us more easily. It's about understanding what works for us. Do we find it easier to work on level of sensation to get the kind thoughts, or do we work with the kind thoughts to get the pleasant sensation? And we're looking at the sensation, we want to note how far out this sensation comes. Does it, or the body, does it extend beyond the framework of the body? What is the intensity? Do we find it easier to work at expanding the sensation, growing the sensation throughout the body, than trying to find an increase in intensity and warmth to that sensation, or to try and cultivate more intensity and then spread that intense sensation throughout the body? These are ways that we can play with it during our meditation, keeping it fun, light-hearted, with a sense of play rather than purpose. How we extend this kindness towards someone we find quite difficult. We're not looking to forgive these people if they've wronged us. We're not looking to change these people. But they're still human, and they still deserve love and kindness. it might be harder to show some people love and kindness if they've wronged us. That's why we wait to the end of the practice. So we'll spend a few minutes thinking of one and maybe moving on to someone else, wishing them the same happiness, the same peace that you wished your first object. Before we move on to the last object, we'll return to the sensations of the body. We can investigate within the framework of the body, making sure our entire being is full of this warm, fuzzy, loving feeling. And if it is radiating throughout our body, we'll try and grow that warm feeling. For me, I find the out-breath helpful to grow the intensity, and the in-breath helpful to spread that sensation throughout my body. It may be different for you. There's no right or wrong way. We can use the breath to simultaneously, with every in-breath, grow that sensation. With every out-breath we can intensify that sensation, if that's what works for you. Now for the last 2 or 3 minutes, we're going to turn that energy on ourselves, forgiving ourselves for anything we may have done or may not have done. We use this time to just generally feel good about ourselves. And it can be quite difficult if the habit pattern of the mind is to be critical of our own actions. Spend the last few minutes just feeling good about ourselves in our body. We don't list achievements because happiness doesn't come from achievements. It doesn't come from anything. It comes from within. It comes from the removal of doubt. We remove doubt. We remove self-critical thoughts. And what's left will flourish. What's left will grow. The warmth is already there. So we're just removing the barriers, the self-critical thoughts. I've forgotten to get my bell out of the bag, so when you're ready, open your eyes.